And speaking of bravery, several thousand people gathered in Lethbridge yesterday to remember those who've fallen and to pay tribute to men and women overseas who are proudly serving for our freedom. Brendan Miller has more.
On a brisk Sunday morning, flying over the 4th Avenue tree line, the historic C-17 Globemaster of the 429 Bison Squadron pays honor to those who have given so much for our freedom. The sacrifice of the brave men and women who have served throughout time has not faded from the memory of those like Loretta Gillis.
My father was a World War I veteran, and he was wounded overseas, but he came back. And he had a military medal, and every year we used to get the medals out and polish them for him, and he'd go to march. But it's my father I remember every year.
Over 600,000 men and women enlisted as nurses, chaplains, and soldiers during those 4 dark years in history. Around 67,000 never returned home. On this day, 2,000 people filled the exhibition pavilion to remember and pay their respects with a moment of silence.
Well, Remembrance Day to me means remembering the service of my uncle who was killed in an explosion at the Somme in World War I, and the service of my 2 cousins in World War II.
The people who have died fought for, and how we're free.
Some of you may not know that in 1944, the wonderful city of Lethbridge adopted 429 Squadron as their World War II squadron.
For the commanding officer of the 429 Squadron, this ceremony is not just about remembering those who died, but also the Canadians who stand in defense of peace in Afghanistan and other countries around the world. Brendan Miller, CTV News, Lethbridge.
The 429 Bison Squadron is based in Trenton, Ontario. It was adopted by the city of Lethbridge in 1944 when they were fighting in England, and reunited locally just 4 years ago when the squadron was given freedom of the sky.